mayoral candidate being challenged. The saga surrounding embattled South Suburban politician Tiffany Henyard continues.
Will be on the general election ballot despite an attempt to block her candidacy by an ally of...
In a shocking turn of events, embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard is now at the heart of chaos and controversy, with many speculating that her political career is on the verge of collapse. Once celebrated as the youngest and first female mayor of Dalton, Henyard's time in office has taken a drastic turn, overshadowed by growing scandals, looming federal investigations, stacked-up lawsuits, and a community fed up with her leadership. Henyard was once seen as a beacon of hope and a rising star, someone who could lead Dalton out of its struggles. But instead of ushering in the change she promised, her tenure has been marred by serious allegations of financial mismanagement, corruption, and neglect. From taxpayer-funded luxury trips to missing critical meetings during a government shutdown, her actions, or lack thereof, have left the community furious. Despite the mounting pressure, Henyard appears seemingly indifferent to the growing consequences. As the walls close in around her, it seems her once promising career is unraveling at a pace no one could have predicted. The drama surrounding her only continues to escalate, and the future of her leadership is uncertain.
Not at the hearing here today, neither was her attorney, and she was not made available.
This week, Mayor Tiffany Henyard's absence from two crucial meetings in a single day has raised eyebrows, including a critical emergency session in Thornton Township aimed at addressing the ongoing insurance crisis. Without insurance, essential BV services like senior transportation, food assistance, and even government building operations have ground to a halt. Residents are outraged, with one local calling Henyard's absence a slap in the face to those who rely on these services. Trustee Chris Gonzalez summed it up perfectly, saying, "We're on a toll road of chaos right now, and unfortunately, the residents are the ones paying the toll." However, the situation took an unexpected turn when Henyard explained that she skipped the meetings due to credible threats against her, citing safety concerns. But no evidence of these alleged threats has been provided, leaving many skeptical. Senior trustee Jason House, one of Henyard's fiercest critics, dismissed the excuse, pointing out that the Board of Trustees had not been informed about any credible threats. He emphasized that the meeting went ahead without her, because the village's business couldn't afford any more delays. Residents at the meeting were equally doubtful, with one asking, "If she's so scared, why hasn't she stepped down? She's clearly not doing the job she was elected to do." Public frustration with Mayor Henyard has reached a boiling point in Dalton. Protests erupted outside a village board meeting she chose to skip, with residents demanding accountability and calling for her resignation. Some even likened her leadership to a chaotic reality show, saying it's more of a circus than a government. Their dissatisfaction goes beyond Dalton, with Thornton Township residents also voicing their anger as Henyard pushes to get back on the ballot for supervisor after being removed in a controversial Democratic caucus vote last month. As one protester put it, it's about democracy, and it's about hypocrisy. Criticism of Henyard has grown more intense as residents argue that her absence is not just a political issue, but a legal one. As mayor of Dalton and supervisor of Thornton Township, she is legally obligated to fulfill her public duties. Protesters are accusing her of neglecting her responsibilities, with some calling for her removal from office due to her repeated absences, which they see as a dereliction of duty.
No comment from Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Voters here will first head to the polls in February for the primary election, then the general mayoral election.
Supporters of Mayor Tiffany Henyard argue that the blame for Dalton and Thornton Township's dysfunction doesn't lie entirely with her. Some believe that the current problems stem from long-standing political rivalries and systemic issues that existed before her time in office. "This isn't just about Tiffany," said one supporter outside a recent township meeting. "This is about a broken system that needs fixing. She's not perfect, but at least she's trying." However, even some of her former allies are beginning to distance themselves, citing her growing scandals and mounting legal troubles as distractions that have hindered the community's progress. One of the most contentious issues has been the controversial Democratic caucus, which has become a major point of contention. Henyard's supporters claim they were locked out of the venue, while State Senator Napoleon Harris and his allies secured a slate of candidates, Harris himself included, to replace Henyard as supervisor. Henyard has called the process illegal and manipulative, filing multiple lawsuits to challenge the results.
In Thornton Township and in Dalton, except in one case, Tiffany Henyard wants on a ballot, while in another, a Henyard ally was looking to keep her opponent.
Henyard has been highly active on the legal front, filing lawsuits against caucus organizers, the Thornton Township Democratic Party, and even her own trustees in Dalton, accusing them of conspiring to undermine her authority. However, these ongoing legal battles have raised significant concerns among residents about the financial burden they could impose on the community. Many suspect that taxpayer money is being used to fund her legal efforts, leading to calls for greater transparency and accountability regarding the use of public funds for these expenses. Frustration over the potential misuse of taxpayer resources continues to grow, with demands for a detailed accounting of the legal costs. The situation has only worsened as the allegations of financial mismanagement against Henyard deepen. She has been under federal investigation for several months, with probes into everything from unaccounted funds to lavish spending on personal trips and events. One particularly egregious example that has raised eyebrows is an $85,000 concert that saw barely any attendees. Additionally, reports indicate that a staggering $40,000 was spent on Amazon purchases in a single day, with no clear justification for such expenses.
Nobody likes being manipulated, and when you get here, you know that's exactly what.
With all the drama surrounding her, it's no surprise that Henyard's political allies are dropping like flies. Even her attorney, Max Solomon, recently attempted to withdraw from representing her in an eviction case involving back rent on a property she allegedly abandoned. This case, which has been dragging on since September, is yet another example of the chaos surrounding Henyard. Court documents reveal that she and a co-owner owe over $133,000 in rent and damages. While Solomon's motion to withdraw didn't specify his reasons, it's clear that representing Henyard at this point feels like trying to keep a sinking ship afloat. "We need some action, somebody that's actually going to do their job," one frustrated resident remarked. "How about someone who's actually going to work for the people, not themselves?" As the primary election approaches, Henyard is running out of options and allies. Her main opponent, Jason House, has been gaining momentum, positioning himself as the leader Dalton needs to restore order and trust. A lifelong resident of the village, House has made ethics reform and financial transparency the cornerstones of his campaign. "We need someone who's going to put the people first, not their own interest," he said in a recent statement. Judging by the crowd at the last board meeting, many residents seem to agree. While House focuses on moving Dalton forward, Henyard seems stuck in the past, clinging to power as her support fades. Her repeated absences from meetings, refusal to address the insurance crisis, and ongoing legal battles have many questioning her endgame. Is she hoping to ride out the storm and salvage her career, or is she simply buying time before the inevitable? One thing is clear: the clock is ticking, and Henyard's days in office appear to be numbered. It's a little bit of both desperation and holding on for dear life. Let's talk about the title, Super Mayor, a name Tiffany Henyard once proudly gave herself. But now, reactions to her downfall have been brutally honest. One commenter captured the general sentiment. She had the golden opportunity to do something amazing in Dalton as a young black woman, yet she chose to throw it all away because her ego got in the way. Disgraceful. Another pointed to a recent scandal involving alleged misconduct by a trustee during a Vegas trip, suggesting, "I believe she missed those meetings because the night before, the audio and FaceTime of Trustee Holmes bragging about his shameful activities leaked. She's dodging the fallout." As the drama continues to unfold, residents are left to pick up the pieces of a government in disarray. Thornton Township's insurance crisis remains unresolved, leaving vulnerable populations without essential services. Dalton's finances are in tatters, with no clear plan to address the massive deficit. With Henyard refusing to step down, the road to recovery looks long and uncertain. However, as one resident put it during a protest, "We've been through tough times before, and we'll get through this too. But first, we need to clean house."